Native Honor Hour.
Yay! Well, we're back after. Is the static gone? It must be Cindy. Jinx of Cindy.
You guys were staticky last week too.
I know. We fixed it, didn't we?
Hopefully we.
Well, let us know if the static is still on. If not, we'll take Kenny's food away from him and make him fix it. He's got one job.
I know. Get it.
And,
Yeah, one job, run the entire show. That's all.
Yeah, run the show. Is that asking too much?
No. Sheesh.
For all that we pay him, all this pizza, no pizza today,
There's no pizza.
no taco, but just chicken,
Shrimp.
shrimp,
Stop forget all my adopted sons.
Shrimp cocktail.
cookies, resaroos. All the King's rolls are gone though.
Right.
Those are gone. Well, we're back, and did you find that video? Was someone gonna put that Bill O'Brien? Where's your?
How come you can't get it on your?
Because I don't know how to share it with this. Come on, see that's how come we're
Have
missing my
Monica
wife.
share it.
I think I don't know if she's
Well, she just
in a
posted on
position.
there.
Bill O'Brien lacrosse.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he just smacks a dude up. That has to get Indian of the Week honors. Did you see that? You watching it? Okay. No, that went viral on Facebook. It was on, that says trending, and it said lacrosse player, smacks. I was like, I gotta watch this. Then I played it, and I was like, I know him. And because I hang with all
Right.
the Iroquois lacrosse stars, with tight.
Sorry like that.
And and it was him, and it's a beautiful video to see. We gotta link it up to our Facebook, our Native Honor
I
Hours,
want to see it.
because he's my vote getter for Indian of the Week. There's a couple other ones too that I have, but anyway, we'll get to that. Shall we talk about you?
Sure.
Yeah, let's talk about
Let's
Gretchen.
talk about me.
No, you have some good news you want to share?
Yeah, I got a promotion at work.
Was that really a promotion, or was it like a hire?
Well, now I really have to do work. So.
She actually
I'm
has
at
to
the
do.
same desk.
You probably shouldn't say that.
In the same
Okay.
office, but I will have responsibilities now.
No, what's your title?
Native American Studies Staff Assistant.
Staff assistant.
Staff assistant.
All right. You used to be
Just a student worker.
just a student worker,
Just a
so
little
she's
bitty
got
student worker.
she's got like 5 words in her title now. So
Yeah, I
it's
have to
important.
remember.
So
Yeah.
you just. Ooh, sorry, Kenny.
So officially.
That was an
Monday-
accident. I didn't mean to hit that.
Now I can't do that.
No, but good
Static
news.
back.
Yeah.
Good. Is the static back?
I don't think so.
Is the static back?
It
Anybody?
looks good. I think we're good.
Anybody? All right. Oh, you posted the video. Oh, you got to see this. And is there any way we can show this on?
If
On,
you share it.
Well, it's shared right here.
Oh,
It's
you
on
shared it.
it's on the thing.
So they can look at it.
Oh yeah, you look at you watch this. This guy. His name is Bill O'Brien, and he's a cousin to the Thompson brothers.
The ones that came to visit us.
Yeah, they came to visit with us. And but anyway, when we went out there in June for the World Cup, the ones that you and Cindy and your mom kind of
We wanted to go.
but you backed out on us. We went to go watch it, and it was at the Japan game, the second game, and we see this, we get there a little bit early, got pretty decent seats. Saw this Indian dude that's sitting up front, and he's got the long braid, and he's got the Thompson brother T-shirt on. We're like, hey, I wonder if, like, hey, I'm gonna talk to him.
Right.
So, hey, I went down there. Hey, you know the Thompson brother? Oh yeah, those are my cousins. A lot of times people Indian way
Right,
on it,
yeah.
like, oh yeah, I grew
My
up with
cousin.
them, and I was gonna be on a team, but I injured. Something happened. He said, so I come out and watch the team, and he drove out, and so we were watching, talking to him, and he says his name is Bill O'Brien. What did he say? Bill the Thrill.
Bill
is
the
what
Thrill.
they call him. The ladies call him
The
that.
ladies call him
Bill the Thrill. And so I was talking to him. I said, hey, if you drove out, you're going back to New York. I said, you need a place to stop. stop at my place in Nebraska, put you up. He's kind of, no, I said, ask your cousins there. They'll tell, I'll treat you right.
Right.
He goes, oh, okay. And, we kind of, we were buddies at that point. And,
then
but
on.
anyway, the thing that was fun about him was that he led the cheering squad. Or he did this, whenever they scored, he did this like a siren sound. And if you guys didn't watch it over the summer on ESPN, did you? If you-
Remember didn't we come to your house to try and watch it?
Oh, that's
We
right.
couldn't get it.
But if you watch them and they scored in the background, you hear I can't make it, but it was a siren sound. That was Bill. That was Bill O'Brien. And it was really funny too because after a while he had all these little kids, about 20 kids by him. They started doing the siren thing with them too whenever they scored. So it's kind of fun. But I saw this. I was on Facebook. You know how they have the little trending thing on the right-hand column? It said lacrosse player, right here it says destroys his opponent during a fight. I'm like, oh, lacrosse, I'll check this out. Because I have buddies that are.
Right, because you're all in.
And I looked, and it was Bill.
Oh.
It was Bill the Thrill O'Brien.
That was a thrill.
And it said mention something about his braids. I'm thinking, I got to check this out. But if you look at that, see, he's the guy right here. See the guy pulled his helmet off?
Oh.
No, it gets better after this. Watch. You guys have to watch. He rips his helmet. Oh, uppercut. Oh, smack. Oh, he's down.
That's
Down
good.
goes Frazier.
Looks like a cage fight.
Oh, man. He was just, you got to see this. It's cool.
Oh,
Then the comment, see, look at him. That's Bill the Thrill.
Bill the thrill.
Anyway, he
All those guys are nice looking up that way.
Sarah's like, yeah, I wouldn't know.
He's a big guy.
Oh yeah, and he's cut too. He's like ripped. Yeah, he had the T-shirt on. That was really. You probably would have liked it. See, you should have went. It's really Sarah. You should have went. He had that tight T-shirt on and.
The biggest guys in the league.
Oh, it's not, and it's all muscle. He's just like ripped. But he did you see that, Kenny? He tore the guy up. And the guy he fought was supposed to be, some big fighter, he just ripped him up. He gets Bill the Thrill. You get my nominee for. Oh, you know what? You see the comments after this. You know how they have comments afterwards, and they're like, man, if it's like this, I gotta go watch me some lacrosse.
Yeah.
And when they play.
And I saw it said ponytail lacrosse player Ross.
Yeah, that's the one I saw. When I saw the ponytail.
Huge fight.
I read the ponytail one, I was like, it's got to be one of the brothers.
Yeah.
Although they don't really fight, but I thought it's got to be one of the Iroquois guys. Oh no, the other guy started by ripping his helmet off. And once you do that, that's like the sign, gloves go down. And
Go. Time to run.
but this is the indoor stuff. Outdoor, the ones that we went to, they don't actually do the fighting like this. Is more like hockey. Because they call this box. See, you're impressed with my knowledge of lacrosse now? So if you guys would have paid attention, you too could have. But you don't. You just looked at their.
We're just
Oh, they're
gawking at 'em,
cute.
yeah.
They're cute.
I don't know what they're doing.
But if you
out
listen to
there.
what they say, but they have fighting here, and this is more like hockey. If you ever watch hockey,
I love hockey fighting.
fighting is sort of expected, and when you throw the gloves down,
Yeah, it's time to
that's
go.
like, come on. And then they stop it as soon as somebody goes down. If you see the referees, they're kind of standing there letting it go until someone goes down.
Right.
Same here. If you watch this, they throw the gloves down, and it's fun. He's just ripping him uppercuts, this, and the guy's kind of like this, and then he goes down, and then he storms off. He's got that look like, mess with me. It's so cool. You got to watch this. It went viral. But afterwards, they're like, man, I got to start watching this lacrosse if it's like this.
Yeah.
And
Even Monica's all into it, huh?
oh, she loves fighting. You wouldn't think she would you?
No.
Just mild-mannered, grandma, gray hairs. Like, oh, that's the best part about it when they were running down. You guys missed out on this. When they were, that's the first time watching it. When they started running down the field, and they got these sticks and just whacking guys on the arm and on the shoulders. She's like, oh, look at that. She's just getting all excited, laughing. And I'm like, she was getting into it. And anyway, it's fun to watch. But You need to look at that.
I'll share it on my page
Share it. He gets my nominee for Indian of the Week.
of the week.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Because he went,
I was wondering where I was.
wonder why you did that. What was the purpose of that? Indian of the Week. Anytime you can go viral like that and actually bring some notoriety to
Well, then we'll
the.
be Indian of the Week next week with our viral picture with the Godfather.
Oh, yeah, maybe. They said, my daughter said you can tell it's there, but it's not overpowering.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's.
A little stars in the
Is that as good as it's going to get?
Just, yeah.
Kenny said
Good
that's
as
as
we
good
got
as it's going to
today.
get.
He's
Apparently,
eating now, so.
yeah, I know. It's good enough for government work. Yeah, I know. All right. Come, I'm on. He's on
It's a
break
Native
right
Indian
now.
show anyways. Who
Yeah, it's just
cares?
Indians. Yeah, who's listening anyway? No. But Bill the Thrill O'Brien gets my nod for Indian. It's just fun to
Good
watch.
pick, good pick.
You know they're having the World Championships again next September
Oh, yeah.
in Buffalo. Oh, actually in Onondaga territory.
Ooh, we
You guys gonna go?
wish we could go to
You guys
that.
aren't gonna go.
That's a long way.
I know, but it'd be a road trip.
That would be
Just
fun.
went through Tennessee, go to
Yeah,
Boston, and
that would be.
We ain't going to Boston.
I gotta go stop by and see the
You got
homies.
family up there we can stay with?
Yeah, all my homies.
Would they let us? I don't know if we.
Yeah,
Would it be safe?
Yeah.
See, it's like talking to Chris Channel and talk about his relatives on the res. Do you really
Oh,
want
he
to
cracks
stay
me
there?
up. Yeah.
That was fun today,
That
wasn't
was
it?
crazy.
Anytime you get free or channel, get them going. That's good radio right
That is
there.
good stuff.
But that was fun.
Yeah, I wish they would come on the radio show.
both of them together.
No, that would be really good.
They need me to kind of stir the drink. Because you get them together, I don't know if they'd be that funny. Do you have anything, or am I going to carry this?
No, I'm just gonna laugh when you talk.
Well, see, part of
I
this
can talk about powwow. I'm
Oh.
excited for powwow, but we talk about that every
powwow
week.
is so if it
That's all I
happens, it
got.
happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Whatever.
She about choked.
Yeah, what?
Whatever. I mean, nah, if it happens, we'll be. I'll show up
Okay.
on day
Better,
of.
you're the MC.
On day of, I'll show up.
Let's hear you practicing your MC voice.
No, I did that in
Yeah, you
class
gotta keep
today.
practicing.
Why don't you give me your res voice,
I don't
your
have a
your
res
urban
voice.
your urban
I'm
MC?
an urban Indian.
All right.
I'm
Well,
not-
so
I
am
don't have
I.
a res voice.
We should get Chris to be like the co-MC, huh? I
I
don't
can
know.
teach us res talk
We
on.
asked him last year, but he didn't want to do it, remember? He said
Yeah,
that's
he
too
would be
much.
fun.
Oh, do you want to? I have another Indian of the Week. You might want to go for this one.
Okay.
Irene Bedard.
Oh.
She's releasing
I've
a new
seen
film.
her, posts a lot, yeah.
She's releasing a new film, like something about two old women. Maybe it's about inspired by Cindy and Cassie. You know what? She done stole you guys' story. I would look into that. I think it's called something like Two Old Women. Look it up.
Okay.
Irene Bedard's page.
It's coming out and starring or based on the lives of Cassie Rhodes Carroll and Cindy Krapka. At the time I was in Omaha, November 2014, she got inspired by watching you two work together. She went home, started writing that script. Next thing you know, but she's releasing. I thought maybe you'd go for that because you and her are tight, right? You
Yeah,
guys-
I got her number.
She's your model for
She
your
is.
earrings. huh?
And I asked her if I could print out that picture. She said, yeah. So whenever I sell my earrings, I'm gonna have that picture.
Although technically that's not her.
Well, no, and it says it on there that
Yeah.
whoever it is. So,
So whoever actually took that picture can probably sue you.
Find her first.
you're the one who told me to ask her.
I know. Ask her because you're putting on her Irene Bedard. These are her. You probably might want to get her permission to use that.
Well, she should have got my permission to take her picture with my earrings on.
No, she bought them
Oh.
from you. That
No, I
remember
gave them
that?
to her.
Well, see, then that was your fault. Then
Oh.
you should have said, in exchange for these earrings, here's a release of. You can be you're my model for my.
Yeah.
So you should have called them the Susie Song
Susie Song Collection.
Collection.
I already got
yeah.
the Madrigal collection. Those are my.
Although
Susan
that
songs.
is a
But that
character in
wasn't
the
my
movie, you couldn't
yeah,
do that.
But those weren't my pattern. It wasn't my pattern.
Well, she's just ripping everybody off then,
No,
aren't you?
Cindy allowed
She's
me
gonna
to
be in
use her
trouble legally.
pattern.
All
I
right.
made them.
But you're pretty tight with Irene, aren't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. No, not really.
No, you have her. You have her. See, your mom's interrupting you.
Yeah, I know. She
Tell her
find
she
it-
has Cassie's corner. At least whisper over there. Gee.
We read that book that she's gonna be making.
Two old women. Is that the name of it? Two old women.
Yeah, it's based on a book.
Alaskan women.
Yeah, two old women. Ah, she put. It should have said two old Nebraska women. She just changed it to Alaska to avoid a lawsuit.
Thrown out to the boondocks yet.
It's
Women that had to survive on their
a
own.
butter and was he Cheyenne or Arapaho?
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne, just Cheyenne and a butter. You know that will happen, Sarah. It did. All right.
So I just have her on my Facebook page.
Can you call her up to prove it?
I don't want to call her. I text
Why not?
her. I text her.
Want me to text Brother Gary right now?
Yeah.
Call him?
He actually liked my post that I got a promotion.
If you must.
Gary.
Aw,
If
Yeah,
you
Gary.
must.
Thanks, Gary.
If you feel
If
the
I
need.
feel the need to take a picture.
That was classic,
That was
wasn't it?
funny.
That was classic Gary Farmer. If you feel the need.
So I'm looking at it. Should I ask?
Ah, go ahead. He was pretty feisty that time.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let him go. Go on. I'm not gonna mess with you.
All right.
You didn't get the other one, did you? See,
What other one?
see, just as usual, I have to carry the show.
Other what?
It was, you ever hear Jeremiah Bitsui? No? He's an actor. Look at your mom going, huh? He's on,
Google it.
he's on some, I think he's like on Cinemax, they had some show there. A show that Chasque Spencer was just added to.
Oh.
I don't know what it was. It was like one of those weekly
You'll have
shows.
to Google his picture.
Oh yeah, he was named one of the most sexiest, not just Indian men, but men.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Is it Jeremiah?
Most eligible bachelor.
Eligible bachelor.
Yeah. I know.
If you wanna post his
no,
picture.
I just saw
and
that
then-
on.
What's his last name?
Bitsui, not that other one you're saying. BIT
B.I.T.
SUI. See, he's actually part Omaha too.
Oh really?
They have him down as Dene, but he's part Omaha. Did you know that? You didn't know that, did you?
No, I didn't. I don't.
You want me to tell you how he's Omaha? You don't believe me, do you? Look at her face.
Natural-born killer?
I don't know, maybe.
Brothers?
I don't remember him. From
I don't
any
have those
movies.
movie channels, so I don't know.
Oh, that one looks familiar.
But if you get it, Kenny, it's on. I think it's on
Yes.
Indian Country.
So how is he Omaha? Well,
See
right there
that?
he
She
looks-
didn't-
Right there, he looks Omaha.
See, she didn't believe me. She's like, "How's he Omaha?"
No, I believe you that he's Omaha. That looks. he looks
Actually,
Omaha.
he's cousins with Tutankhamun's.
Okay.
See, his mom and Tatanka's mom are sisters, hence cousins. They're both Omaha women.
Oh,
Their last names are Grant.
Oh.
They married Lakota and some Dene guy.
Dene.
So they're part Omaha.
Okay.
I don't know if they're enrolled Omaha, but they have Omaha blood.
Huh. I don't remember
Enrolled
seeing him
Omaha?
in too much stuff.
Okay, it said that he was, I thought it said he was enrolled as a Oglala and Omaha.
You can't be enrolled in two tribes.
Or I-
Right.
Or maybe that he was Oglala, but he was
you might
enrolled in
have.
Omaha.
Oh, yeah, I can mention.
See, that's what I said. I said I don't know if he's enrolled Omaha, but he's got Omaha blood in him.
Yeah, he definitely can tell he's enrolled, because looking at the conference.
So you think he's worthy of the eligible bachelor?
I've never.
Was he
I
cute?
don't- He's okay.
He's okay. Oh, he's not Gary Farmer material, huh?
No.
Or he's not, who was that one you got hickeys from? I mean, that tattooed love?
Mato.
Mato.
Yeah.
Mato.
He's Navajo and Omaha descent.
See, what did I say? Your mom's, you didn't believe me, did you?
No, I did didn't believe you.
No,
Why
you
do you
did.
say you didn't
Oh,
believe
you
me?
see that look on her face, didn't you? Can't, oh,
No, I'm
here
trying
he
to
is
figure out
now.
who
How's
he
he
is.
Omaha?
I don't know who he is.
But he's
Eligible bachelor, I don't know. I don't know anything
he's
about him.
he's
so.
eligible. That's what it said.
He's part of the young. I don't know.
No, knock it out, Kenny. Go ahead. We got that for you. That's your pizza for the week.
Things people do.
We gotta
is that what
feed
you're talking about?
you.
Huh?
Things people do.
The
Is that
show?
what it is, the show?
No.
I don't know what it is. It's like on Cinemax, though I
Oh,
think.
CSI Miami?
No, or is he on that?
He could have.
How did Indian guy end up in
Yes,
Indian
yes,
guy end
show.
up in Miami?
No,
Yeah.
she's been in it.
Okay.
Yes, show. Yes, show.
Which one was he in? That I thought. Oh, that Drunk Town. Drunk Town's Finest. I think he was in that.
Where's the Dogtown?
Dogtown, Drunk Town. How many towns are there in South Dakota anyway?
Dogtown.
He Dog, Dogtown. Town. All right.
So I will go with your lacrosse guy for,
Out of those three,
yeah, your lacrosse guy.
you know, the hunky.
Because I don't know the actor.
What do you think, Sarah?
I agree with Gretchen.
I like
Yeah, we're going with
The Bill
Okay.
Bill the Throw. He's a cute
Bill
guy
the
too.
Thrill, yeah.
He's a cute
Is he
guy.
eligible bachelor?
I don't know. You know, afterwards they said after he got thrown out of the game for that, he said he was sitting up in the stand. Family. I don't know if it,
He
it
didn't
might
say
have been.
wife
Didn't
and
say wife
children.
and kids, but he's
Yeah, me and Sarah might have to
he's
fight over
he's
that.
pretty muscular.
Yeah, no kidding.
He was and just a nice kid though. The thing that impresses me about you know these the Thompsons and all they're just nice.
Yeah,
They're just nice guys.
they are nice guys.
No, he just sat there and talked when we were messing around, you know, joking around like we'd known each other for a long time, and he was, you know, same way with the Thompson brothers. They're just good kids, good
Yeah,
guys.
They are good people.
They're not,
You can tell they've had good parenting.
Yeah.
yeah,
And good
they're not big-headed.
thought.
Although we could nominate Lyle, because it's the start of lacrosse season, and they did ESPN did a little 2-minute video on him. He gets a lot of play though. I think we're gonna go with Bill the Thrill.
Bill the Thrill.
Because I think he brought some notoriety to the professional game. And it's good that we have native kids in college. I don't want to underplay that at all. But it's nice that they have an option to play professionally too. And it's good for the kids to see that, you know, these native guys can go and do what they love and get paid for it.
Yeah, and sign up with Nike now.
Yeah,
Someone
Nike.
involved with Nike.
I don't know. I don't think Bill the Thrill is signed with Nike. But after this, oh,
Jeremy.
no, Heine did. All the brothers did. Yeah. I was really happy for Heine because, you know, he was the one that's kind of.
He's the cutest one out of all of them.
Did you think so?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
More, you know.
A lot. He grew up a lot from one year to the next.
You know what I think it was? Him coming to Omaha.
Yeah. Meeting you.
I believe it was my mentorship that just
Had to be.
brought the
Yeah.
best out of him
Always
for
did.
all. So he owes it all to me.
That's what you want to think.
Just like me.
Owes it all to you.
He does. Look at that. She's like, oh yeah, audio. She doubts me all the time.
More like
Yeah, she does. I think to make me feel better, she left her little notepad at home, so it's not like she's checking on me. Alright. So Indian of the week, Bill.
Yeah, Bill the Thrill.
He beats out
Bill
the
the
most
Thrill.
eligible bachelor,
Yeah.
Bitsui, and your spokesmodel Irene Bedard. She's going to be mad at you if you pass her over.
Yeah, kudos to her too, though. Yeah. Well, kudos to her.
Okay, well, yeah, of course you get nominated,
Right.
but to get selected is another high honor.
Maybe after I see the movie, we'll select her and talk all about her and crimes.
You know, we should. Are we gonna? We're gonna bring her
Can
back.
we have her for that film for our film festival?
I don't know who's in charge of that.
No. That would be fun.
That would be cool.
Do I have anything to do with
I
that?
think so.
Do I?
Main movie.
Get that worked out for us.
All right. Well, we're gonna
Yeah,
have to.
because she was a good person to have here. I love having her here.
Yeah, she was. She's another one that didn't have any air of.
Right.
She was just nice, down to earth.
Mhm.
You know, a little.
Yeah, she's really cool. When I text her, she
Yeah.
texts me back.
Yeah,
I
that
try
is.
not to stalk her, but
Juan was. Juan. You know who else
I'll
is?
never give her number
You know.
to
You know
Juan.
who else is? John Papan. He has. You still look on his Facebook. He still has that as his Facebook whatever.
Yeah,
What do they
she's
call that?
cute.
Your.
Profile picture.
Yeah, your profile picture. I said, come on, John. She ain't gonna call you back. She'll call you back, but not.
Text. I don't
Text her back.
try and call her. That's a little awkward.
All right, shall we do Cassie's Corner, and afterwards we can talk about.
Knucklehead?
There's only one. There's only one nominee for Knucklehead of the Week.
Yeah. I have
Well-
a semi knucklehead, but
Semi.
I kind of want to get your opinion on it, but we'll let her do Cassie's.
All right. Well, we'll turn some time over to Cassie for Cassie's Corner.
Cassie's Corner.
Maybe you can read a little info on what Irene is. Do I get the privileged microphone? Am I on now? Hi, Cyber World. This is Cassie's Corner. There's not too much going on. I mean, I'm sure there is, but all I have to tell you guys about is a couple of things. Most important is if you want to get free tickets to the circus on Friday, you need to get over to the Ponca Clinic and get a free ticket as soon as possible, because that circus is tomorrow. So you need to get over there this afternoon before they close by 4:30, or maybe first thing in the morning. They do open at 8 o'clock. So that entitles a family with their children free admission, and that's it's Friday tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So you guys need to do that right away. There's a couple things as far as February. I don't know of anything as far as that's going on in the American community, but I do know on March 5th through the 7th, there's going to be the 58th Annual Missouri Valley History Conference, and one of the guest speakers is going to be Dr. Daniel Wildcat, and he's a Yaqui member of the Muskogee Creek Nation of Oklahoma, and he has a lot to do with speaking about the environment. So that sounds, go online and Google 58th Annual Missouri Valley History Conference, and that'll give you more information about all the speakers. And then, of course, Denver March Powwow is coming up, March 20th to the 22nd. Our Primetime Family Reading will start in April. I will give you more information as soon as I know the exact dates. I believe it starts the first week in April. The first Tuesday in April, but I have to double check on that. So I will keep you up to date on that. And that's all I have for Cassie's Corner. Ciao.
Put her on the spot.
Didn't
Well,
let me.
thanks for that.
Didn't let me finish that chicken finger. Man, it's gonna take more time than that. You know what? The perk of having you here rather than Cindy.
What's that?
After Cassie's Corner, there's no smell of cigarette smoke. And she comes back in here, it's like, whoa. I actually have heard that, what's his name, Wildcat?
Yeah, Dr. Wildcat.
He's very entertaining
Okay, good.
and charismatic. Not as charismatic as me, but
Of course not.
and as entertaining. But he's close. So I actually, because usually, history conferences, you're like, he'll keep you awake, and so if you get a chance and
Check
you
it
have,
out.
you can't get into the all-you-can-eat buffet because you don't have a student ID, and
Well, Danny, I think, gonna let me in.
you can into the buffet.
No, she can sit in the back and not eat.
No, that would be a good.
I just want to go here and talk, that's all.
No, you'll be entertained. Not just you'll be taught, and it'll be a good experience for you. See, you have me to gauge. So you can see how close he comes to me.
Okay. I'll report on it after.
There was something else too that I was gonna mention. What else did you say that you're,
The North Powwow and the Primetime Family Reunion is coming out.
oh, am I on the lineup again?
Of course.
No, she's nah, they don't want me on
You are,
there.
you always are.
You'll be invited. The
You know
kids
why?
like you.
Cause the kids
The
like
kids
me.
like you.
They made,
And the circus. I'm talking about the circus.
the who?
The circus.
Circuit.
Circus.
Circus.
I'm not in the circus.
You should be one of the clowns.
Ooh, man, that's cold-blooded, Kenny. But yeah, that's good. I even forgot. She got me shook up now.
He's not even listening, he's eating it.
I know. So who was your sort of
So
nominee? We'll
I
save
I don't
that.
know if you've ever heard of them. They're a designer called B Yellowtail, and she's coming out with a line of clothing.
Well, that would fall under the separate category of
No, but it's not her.
war bonnet wearing.
No, this is her. She makes her own.
Is she native?
Yes, she's native.
Oh, you nominated a native
no,
for
no,
Knucklehead.
no. So she has been coming out with this line of, and some of the patterns that she used come straight from her family, you know. But just recently, a clothing designer in France
Ripped her off.
is ripping her off now.
Ooh, sue them.
So I kind of was gonna have them be knuckleheads because
She should
they
sue
are
him.
going. Well, I don't know if she can or not.
Why not?
Well, the deal is.
Call him. Let me give her my number.
So I was just curious because she says that some of her designs on her clothing are represented in secret of her family. Well, should she even be doing that and selling that on her line of clothing? And when
You
there
make a
are
good point.
fashion designers who make stylish things and people copy it, usually means because they like what you're doing and, you know.
So
you're
it should
kind of
she
being
should
proud
feel
of that.
honored then, huh?
No, I was just kind of wondering how that works when it comes to selling clothing like that.
Yeah, I don't know what the fashion industry's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of goofy.
Okay, so, but they are just like really knocking her stuff off, and I thought they
All
were
right.
knuckleheads.
Well, should we get to
But
the
you
main
have a
knucklehead?
bigger knucklehead,
We talked about this in class.
yeah.
Who's the knucklehead?
The prosecutor for
Yeah.
Rapid City.
Rapid City.
Yes.
You want to fill in as to the background of this, and I'll tell why they're
The
knucklehead.
background, the kids
So I'm trying to get
from
you involved.
American Horse School.
Although this is a show about me, but I thought maybe I'd just help you out, get you some notoriety.
Thanks,
So-
Ed.
Go
'Cause
ahead.
if it wasn't for you, no.
Just don't threaten to hit me in the head.
So.
You see how easy it is for Cindy to threaten to hit me in the head?
Yeah.
She can't do it though.
So 57 kids went to a hockey game in Rapid City, and they won this trip because they were doing really good in school. And while there, some rowdy fans, ignorant, racist, poured beer on them and called them racial slurs and told them to go back to the Reds.
What racial slurs did they call them?
Prairie niggers. And told them to go back to the Reds.
Good for you for saying that.
Well, that's what you called them.
Not being afraid to say. Because a lot of times we say that, and people don't really get the depth of. We say, oh, they called him a racial slur. Well, what'd they call him? Because when we say that, people are like, no, so what? But when you actually say it,
Yeah.
I think it
So-
has a greater impact in terms of the depth of what was going on. We're talking about kids that were, what, 9 to 12?
9 to 12.
9 to 12-year-old kids. You don't do that.
Right, so.
Especially that level of ignorance and racial
So, yeah,
animus.
so we've been waiting for 3+ weeks to see if anything's gonna happen to
Charges,
these-
charges. See if
yeah,
charges are gonna be filed.
Right.
And we
finally-
were talking about that today,
Mhm.
and since Chrissy's is a potential,
Potential.
I'll say potential because he's not in yet, and I haven't written
He'll
that
do
letter
it.
for him.
Potential
Your
lawyer.
mom's passing out chocolate, and she nothing over here. Where was I?
We're thinking.
Oh, charges. I was talking to Chrissy about this. Like what charges would you bring? And the basic starter one would be,
Harassment.
well, assault, battery. Well, yeah. See, You know, because they had the beer, you know, if this were a beer bottle, you know, it would be like, you know, contact, offensive contact. And, you know, so that's the battery. That's very, very straightforward. The significance of that is that it would also open up whoever, you know, the guy, what's his name? We had his name. We need to announce his name. No, it's Collins. Trace O'Connell.
Trace O'Connell.
Yeah, well, you should probably be putting that name out there. Trace O'Connell is the one being charged with this. And like I said, it should have at the very least been an assault battery. And people were talking about, you know, upgrading it to a felony for a hate crime because of the racial element involved. And I was thinking, I know, you know, want to do that. Once you go from a misdemeanor to felony, you know, you're going to be in litigation forever. And thinking, well, this is a no. Get a conviction on this. I'm thinking, and anyway, they didn't file that charge. They didn't charge him with assault, battery, harassment, child abuse, none of that stuff. What'd they charge him with?
Disorderly conduct.
Disorderly conduct. That's what they charge Sarah's mom when she's staggering down the road. You know, she's just drunk out in public, you know,
Right, yeah.
running into garbage cans. Outside of Tiger Tom's. Sarah has to go up there and pick her up and
Right.
call a cab. She's stumbling, you know, making noise, that kind of thing. Disorderly conduct. And that, and I think even an element of that would be, you know, being drunk in public. And there's a huge legal significance to that we talked about in court. And I think that there was an effort by the prosecutor to avoid any financial responsibility. Trace O'Connell and maybe even the renters, licensees of that luxury box where they were sitting.
Annabelle asked, can will be sued?
Yeah, of course, civilly. So there was a lot of people that can be sued. You know, the arena, the city, the
Beer people.
the beer people. There's just a lot of, you know, and not everybody is ultimately going to be held responsible. But when you file a civil suit, you just sue everybody and see who settles. But the biggest one would be this Trace O'Connell, and actually the Deep Pocket would be the company
The
that
box.
let him stay there. And what happens with this disorderly conduct, it does not assign any harm or doesn't assign anybody responsibility for the harm. Usually what happens is a criminal suit gets brought, someone pleads guilty, so they're pleading to the assault, to the battery. And the analogy I used in class is if this was a snowplow, the prosecution is a snowplow. You know, that brings these charges, and in either a conviction is you know, the end result, or someone pleads guilty. Yes, I did it. And what that does is allow to do them civilly. It's like you're the car right behind the civil or the snowplow, because they've done all the heavy work for you. They've got the admission of guilt, blame. There's a harm, who got hurt, these kids, and the public in general. And as I said in class, the only thing essentially you have to do is, you know, how much money? Because in a civil suit, all that stuff, you know, the what's called the burden of proof is lower anyway. But all the work is done for you, and like I said, you're just, you know, trying to come up with a dollar amount. But with a disorderly conduct charge, it does not state that there was a harm. All that there was, well, somebody got drunk and was in public.
Acting up.
There isn't any allegation that anybody got hurt. You know, the kids were harmed. There wasn't any assignment of blame to this Trace O'Connell for being the one to take the beer, pour it on the kids, or utter the words directed at the kids. The disorderly conduct takes all that off the table. So now in a civil suit, now it's not that they can't bring a civil suit, it's just that you're doing so without the benefit of the snowplow.
So it just
You
makes
know,
it harder.
makes it harder. You have so much more to prove, and without the government, essentially doing the heavy lifting, it's not like it's an impossible task, but it's much harder to do that. And you proceed without the stigma or the assignment of blame. You can't say to him, "Oh, what you're guilty of assaulting or battery those kids, disorderly conduct. I was drunk in public." So what it did was take the assignment of blame and of causing harm to these kids away from this Trace O'Connell. And I think that was horribly wrong for the prosecutor. I think it was, this is me speculating in my opinion of this, I think it was a conscious effort. Why else would it take 3 weeks or a month to figure out, what charges to bring? And I don't usually, like to jump on, the racist thing because, as a lawyer, I try to teach you guys to take, the emotion away from it and just look at, and I say, look at the procedure. And here you can look at the procedure. It doesn't take 3 weeks or a month to bring these type of charges. I would bet my law license that if it were me, if I was at this soccer or this hockey match, and if there was a bunch of little Caucasian Boy Scouts sitting below me, and I were to take my Diet Pepsi because I don't drink, take my Diet Pepsi and pour it on them. Hey, you little, whatever, fill in the blank, and hey, you're up where you belong. Take your merit badges with you too. Bunch of phonies.
Yeah. Charged tomorrow.
Oh man, I'd be like this. Let out. There'd be cameras there too. Look at this guy, and there'd be $1 million bond set on me, and
I read they spent 550 hours trying to
Figure it out.
figure it all out. That's what they
and if it was me, it'd be like 5 minutes. Oh yeah, locked the guy up. $1 million bond. So it's-
So by
So
them,
you can't tell me
no.
that if that were the case, if it were me sitting there pouring on these little Boy Scouts underneath me, telling them where to go, and
For the papers, the news, CNN.
the news, oh man, it'd be
Got
ugly.
a little ticker on the bottom.
I know.
We be talking about you here.
trying to raise money to go to jail.
So, but
Cindy be
so
talking trash about me.
So what will happen? Will the feds come in and try and do something to the prosecutor?
Well, actually, I was reading that. I was reading where they're bringing somebody in from the Department of Justice, like a mediation person, which means they're probably not. They're trying to sweep this under the rug, kind of. But remember, we talked about how you can bring civil rights violations. We've been talking about this in class, so hopefully.
Oh yeah.
That makes some
Feds
sense.
Bring the
Well,
civil
did you guys
rights.
see how they tried to have a mediation, like with the parents and the Rapid City
Oh
people?
yeah, and
And
they
they
pulled
left.
out. Yeah. Too rowdy, so the cops pulled out.
Well,
or
see, and I
pulled
was
out.
also reading about that, and the Indians were like, no, it wasn't that bad. You were just,
He's very pissed.
yeah. I was like,
It's like
just
any
like,
other parents would be.
yeah. Imagine if that were your kids.
Mhm.
Brown, red, white, doesn't matter. Your kids, you'd be upset at that type of conduct. I don't know. Someone ought to look and see who the prosecutor is for Rapid City. If anybody out there knows, but that gets my Dan Snyder knucklehead of
Yes,
the
for sure.
of the year so far.
Yeah.
And
prosecutor.
I quoted or I wrote on your Facebook.
Even more than the guy that spilled the beer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the prosecutor.
Because you're expecting the prosecutor, to take off
Right.
the, whatever biases you have, and you're not supposed to factor in. If I bring this, I think these guys, there's going to be all kinds of attorneys going to be suing these guys, and I don't think that they deserve that. And
Yeah, he shouldn't worry.
you shouldn't worry about that. Bring what the facts dictate, And in this case, at the very least, it dictated an assault and battery. I don't know how he is going to justify, or how he justified not doing that. Like I said, a disorderly conduct. I read some other posts who were saying, well, he just got a slap on the wrist. No, that's not even a slap on the wrist. That's like a, oh, you were a bad boy. And that's it. A disorderly conduct is nothing. But that's Knucklehead of the Week.
Knucklehead, definitely Knucklehead of the Week.
Is there anything more to say?
Name? No,
None? All right.
I don't think so.
So what do you think's going to happen?
Um,
What would you do
if I was who?
if you were a parent? If that was your child or
Keep fighting
grandchild?
this and.
How do you fight it? What should the community do? I saw Facebook petitions, that kind of stuff. I
I
sug-
don't know, maybe.
only
you
as a
know.
joke, I suggested, they go loot the Walmart up in Hudson. That was a joke. It was in
Get
class.
as
We
many
were
people not
eating.
to ban, use his business, that one guy.
Well, I don't know,
or
what-
not to
they
go
probably
to
weren't-
see that team anymore, or that,
Well,
in
they-
that civic center, or,
The natives give them so
Yeah,
much
try
money, but I
not-
think they are talking
Yeah,
about
don't give them
boycotting it
any
for good.
business.
They've been doing it
What, the arena?
yeah.
Because they have their big basketball, the South Dakota basketball tournament up there, so it takes them like.
The only,
Yeah.
the
And
only
keep
problem.
posting it on Facebook, because social network is so powerful now, so people don't.
The only problem I have with that is that, is it the arena's fault?
Well,
Is it the arena's fault that the prosecutor failed to bring an appropriate
Well,
charge
did they
against the
ban the
guy?
guy or anything, or the guys who rented that box? Did they ban them?
I don't know.
Well, they
and
should
they
have.
didn't, I don't think they were super helpful right at the beginning on telling who those people were, and their security should have
And
been
did they
better.
release of apologizing that happened in their
I
stadium?
did read where the team and the Coliseum, or the arena, invited the kids back for another experience, that kind of stuff, and local businesses like the Culvers. You
Yeah,
read at
Culver's
Culvers?
ice cream.
No, it's like a
offered them.
hamburger
Oh, yeah, the
place.
hamburger place, but there's ice
And-
cream there too.
Yeah,
It's really good.
invited. You ever eaten there? You get the
Culver's?
stamp of approval? I've never eaten there.
It's good.
Well, they invited them to
Yeah,
feed
they
them.
invited them.
These really
Yeah.
like butter burgers.
There are non-natives out there that care about this issue.
I was
too,
actually,
so.
Chrissy posted something on, can't remember what it was, it now, ESPN did a little blurb on this. See, and that's another thing, where's been the national attention on
Right.
this?
Right.
Has it gone viral? Nah, just any kids.
Not trying.
But ESPN did, well, I was reading there, and this is also what kind of got me, was that I was thinking, the guy was handed a gift, this Trace O'Connell, and his attorney said, oh, the facts will come out in court. No, I'm like, no, you take your plea, not guilty, I was disorderly, and take your fine, whatever you're gonna get, and run, thank you very much. No, and then he's like, oh, this will come out, the real facts will come out in
What
court.
real facts?
Yeah, well, yeah, he said he didn't spray them with beer. No, didn't shake it.
Dumped it.
It was a pour. It was even a light pour, kind of like drops. We were just kind of messing with them. Just a little drop here, see what the kids. Oh, go back to the res, you prairie digger. Yeah. And that's probably what the facts will be, though.
Yeah, right. To make it less. Yeah.
No, I read that. I'm thinking, no, you idiot! Don't make this worse by saying we're gonna fight this one. And our day in court's gonna come. No, disorderly conduct. You got off.
Mm-hmm.
Take it and run. Even on if I were representing this guy, on my best day, I would hope for disorderly conduct. Take it. We got it. We'll take that deal. Because you're talking the possibility. See, and actually the downside to this, if it gets undercharged, see, and what's going to happen now? The community, the native community, the community in general that thinks that this is wrong, is going to come out and do stuff saying, hey, now it's going to invite the feds to come in. Now, if he was charged at the very least with the misdemeanor, the feds would say, you know what, we thought what he was charged with, the punishment was appropriate. It gets undercharged, then there's gonna be, pressure for them to come and bring federal civil rights violation. And trust me, you don't want to be involved in federal litigation if you're a defendant. So I would, if I were representing this guy, I would have taken it. Look, he was drunk, he apologizes, his business, what's that? No, huh? Because to apologize would be admitting guilt.
Admitting it, yeah.
And so you can't say anything. But if it were like I said, if it were my client, and if I wanted this to kind of put the brakes on this, I would say, come on, you're going to go in there, you're going to apologize, you're going to go to the school, you're going to bring pizza, cookies, cake, N7s, Nikes, bring the parents, gift certificates to, Chuck E. Cheese to take their kids. I'd be bringing all that stuff and that, look, I'm sorry, I hope this doesn't go any further. I'm an idiot, I was drunk, I should have done that, yes, I'm really sorry. Nothing more, I'm just really sorry. Just take responsibility.
Right, yeah.
If he had done that, Cassie, would you have given him some credit for doing that? She's shaking her head. For the record, our viewing on it, Cassie's going like this. I think, would you?
I would have given some credit. He would have got run
Yeah,
out of that school before he
better
gets back
than
in the
him
door.
denying it, yeah.
Well, what else would you have done? If he'd have done that, what else would you have wanted out of him? She's thinking about it.
Well, we wanted him to publicly apologize.
No, that's what I'm saying, and he does, and he apologized. I make him apologize. Whatever kind of public way you wanted, radio, go back to the res, say, look, guys, I'm cool, and say to the students in the classroom, so look, I was an idiot, I was drunk. This is why you shouldn't drink, and it makes you do stupid things. I was stupid. Like I said, you go back to them, bring the pizza, the whatever it is, and say, look, I'm sorry. I want you guys to come back and have a.
But I wonder if the community would have let him even get that far though without a lot of angry people trying to.
Under the guise of, look, yeah, you're right, I screwed up. I mean, you don't think the community would want him to do that? Well, then I say it would have been on the community. If someone wants to come in and sincerely apologize, and I would suggest to him, look, this is, if you want to take this to court, one, you better have a lot of money because there's going to be more litigation, all kinds of stuff. You want to do. Actually, I would drop him at that point. You're on your own. Get somebody else to take it, because I wouldn't want to do that. But if you want to go in and see, and that's where I think it would be on the community at that point to say, yeah, we accept your apology, and let's try to move on, learn from this, and move on. To me, I think that's how you would, at least try to get this thing behind you, and work on, changing hearts and minds in the future.
Angry parents and uncles and aunts are, and worried
But
about
you're
that
even
showing
more
up.
angry not acknowledging
agree.
it and apologizing. That makes me more angry,
But if he does that, if he would have done that, would
Yeah.
I know? I'm just saying. Like I said, if you were my client,
Yeah.
that's what I would have suggested happen.
Right.
And would you have accepted that?
I think so.
Would
Well, I
not.
don't know if that's all I would have.
Well, what all would you want? From the native perspective, what do you want?
I don't want that kind of behavior toward our natives, but where are you gonna start? I guess you're gonna start with somebody like that. Have somebody, and then have big news, media show it.
Okay, he goes on. They have the media. They
Amen.
have the tribal newspaper out there. Whoever else out there.
Have him on CNN
Or
interview.
ABC or somewhere and apologize and say, I'm sorry.
Okay, but at what point is it enough? I guess I ask.
Yeah.
Probably nothing. Well, then it's on us then, isn't it?
I don't know what I think, but I'm just saying that's what.
But anyway, that's what I would have done and what I would have suggested to do.
Too
What do you
late
think,
for 'em
Kenny?
now, too late.
Or how about community work with the Native community?
Yeah, like we said, send them to Chris's family's house for the summer.
Yeah, you gotta live with Chris's relatives for a week.
Locked up for,
Yeah.
on the roads.
The only way to get out is through that pack of mangy dogs, huh? No, I don't know. I mean, it's a difficult situation,
Yeah.
but I think did you ever find out who the prosecutor was?
No, I tried.
See, if my crack research assistant were here, she'd
Yeah, Monica.
have it like that.
I can bring, I can know,
We'll have to, we'll,
Whatever the county is for Rapid City.
Pennington,
Is it what?
I think it's Pennington County, isn't it?
Look, Google Pennington County Attorney.
'Cause that's what kinda came up, but no name came up.
Well, there's usually a name. But anyway, he's the knucklehead of the week.
yes.
I think he did himself and the rest of the community a disservice by undercharging us.
And now
and
it's
it's
stuff, they
just-
can't change the charges, that's the charges.
Well, he
That's
could
it,
upgrade
right?
it, but then it would be awfully difficult to do at this point. All you're doing is inviting the feds to come file more serious charges. But that's how I think it should have been handled, but who am I? I know nothing. Ask your mom.
You know stuff.
You know, I'm not as smart as Washington DC though. You know, like your brother. Well, have you had enough?
I've had enough.
What do you think? How was your
That's the-
co-hosting?
You tell me how was I?
It was all right. Was it all right?
I'd rather have Cindy here.
It's no nothing
Mark
against
Fargo?
you.
Is his name Mark Fargo?
I don't know.
State attorney Mark Fargo?
Might be, but we better make sure before we
Yeah, no. it's-
pronounce knucklehead on it, then get sued.
Our little radio show.
No. But no offense to you. It's just fun, just in fun of her mom.
Not Cindy.
See, like I said, I can't make fun of you. And I can, I don't know, joke with your mom, but I can't make fun of her. Cindy, I can just headlock like this.
Yeah,
Not literally, but
Right.
figuratively.
figuratively.
Ain't that right, Sarah? That's your mom. Is it give you some satisfaction to see someone smack her around verbally and you know, I take it as a sign of victory when she calls me names. When she swears at
When she
me,
finally swears.
she swears, I won. You didn't have to swear at me this week.
No, I don't swear.
So
Not you.
I can't claim victory. So anyway,
Right.
it was fun. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe
That's
next
good.
week.
Well, next week she can't make it either, so you have to decide if you want
Really?
to do it next week or not.
Should we do it next week or not, Kenny? Our viewing audience is hanging on pins and needles right now.
Yeah, they need to
Yeah.
know.
Are they? Because this is like
They wait all week for this.
yeah, I know.
I know I do.
This is scheduling radio here. How are we ever gonna get Cindy? How are we gonna go viral, go national? I thought that was your
All
job.
this stuff.
Did we assign him that job to figure out how we can go viral?
I'm pretty sure the direction.
No.
Nah. All right. Well,
All
maybe
right.
we'll see you next week.
We gotta
Maybe.
get on Twitter, that's what we got. Twitter.
I don't know how to
You
do
gotta
Twitter.
tweet stuff and.
I wanna.
Are
I
you
wanna.
Twitter?
What's is there?
Are you a
Is
tweeter?
I don't. I'm not a tweeter.
I'm not a tweeter.
I'm not a twerker.
Twerker. Thank God.
Oh,
for
you should
that.
see him. Sarah's like, ooh.
Yeah, no twerking.
No.
Or a tweet.
Twitching.
Yeah, everybody's tweeting or
Twitching.
Instagram.
Instagram.
Instagram's a big one now.
Is what's is Snapchat?
Snapchat.
That's a thing.
I've heard Snapchat.
I don't
We're
think
not.
they say
We're
it
not
like
doing that
though.
either. Kenny, are we doing actual video of people that are talking, usually in complete, and swear words intermixed every now and then? Is that's like old school that, you just have to, do it in 25 words or less, or post something up and you have to, is that our problem right there?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I heard? I heard that, what do they call it, the millennials?
Millennial.
How old are the millennials, Kenny?
I think we're millennials.
Are you guys millennials?
I think so.
I heard something where millennials are not watching TV anymore.
I don't watch TV.
See, well, then, you get your stuff out of, do you do it off one of these?
Other news.
Or your laptop, you,
Everything's
you,
internet. You
so
gotta-
you do a Hulu or a,
You can, Hulu's not the best, but,
well, see, that's old now.
yeah.
So,
You're way behind.
whatever your generation, and it has the TV execs twitchy. Well, nervous.
And the newspapers.
Oh yeah, newspapers. You guys are just jacking up.
Messing everything up.
Yeah. Pretty soon, when we get older, we look forward to new TV technology. These guys are messing it up. Because it used to get really big and like this, and we can't see it. We'll be cussing it out. Man, sitting there banging it like this. Trying to get a straw for an antenna, trying to put that on there.
You can also get TV so you know.
That one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big deal.
Yeah, but it's worthless to us now.
You don't know how to use it.
Anyway, Sarah's ready to go. I think it's time to go.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll see you when we see you maybe next week. Who knows? Bye-bye, kitties.
Peace.
That's for my kids.